Welcome to another episode of For Better or Worse. How you doing, babe?
I'm good, babe. How you?
I'm alright. I just want to start it off by saying I love you with all my heart.
I love you
You
too.
know, so let's cook. Let's cook. In relationships we have our ups and downs. We go through different things,
Mhm.
and we vent to people, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of times we vent to people, right? They establish ideas about the person because 9 times out of 10 when we venting, it's negative. We're upset about something, right? And it led to the question: is it healthy to talk about your relationship to other people? What are your thoughts on that, babe?
So it would depend on who you're talking to.
Hmm.
If you're about talking to a friend about your relationship, like the issues, no, I don't think that you should take your issues outside of your household unless you're speaking with a therapist. But when it comes to anybody else beyond that, no, that should be you should speak to your spouse.
All right, but the reality of it is like that's easier said than done. How easy it is to have a conversation that can lead to an argument about a problem with the person you're with. Like think about this arguments people have about sex alone, or just hey baby you're not intimate enough, and it turns into an argument. It always be some confusion. You know what I mean? So I'm with you. Granted, um, some would say you don't talk to nobody, and like you said, just keep it in the relationship. But what happens when you just can't? When y'all can't communicate with each other?
So let's be real. Whenever, let's say you're one of your friends speaking to you about their issues that they're dealing with, and you give them advice that you feel that is good, do that person listen or take your advice?
It all depends. I mean, you got some people out there that'll talk to everybody, and they don't really take none of the information. They just venting or whatever. They just getting their shit off, and what they're doing is they just, to a certain degree, putting their information out, they putting all their business out there to people who really don't care. Now, granted, when we go through stuff, I I'll talk to certain people. I won't talk to everybody if I'm venting.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, I
No.
drag you through the mud. Like this
Okay.
mother. No, but here's the thing, though, right? You need to talk to somebody that's going to tell you about you. Look, Larry, that ain't right. You need to work on these type of things. Not somebody that's going to be like, hey, yeah, forget her, yo. Let's step out. Let's do this. Those people exist. You got. It's not. I think it's not necessarily about talking. It's who you talk to. Because everybody, you got people in your relationship that's jealous of your relationship. So what if it's that brother who's lonely or whatever, and you talking to him, he like, yo, forget her. Yo, Shorty been talking about you. She been asking about you. She know you married, but she don't care. Or whatever. Like, oh man, it's time for y'all to just go your separate ways versus somebody that's gonna sit there and say, hey, y'all need to work it out. And going to chin check you and say, hey, yo, you was wrong on that. So it's I think it's just knowing who you should talk to.
Well, I can tell you that I haven't spoke of
Cap,
our issues
what issue?
in
I
our
don't have
marriage.
no issues. Cause
Not
I'm
that
him.
we don't
I'm him.
have issues,
I'm him.
but we do have moments of where we going back and forth with one another. And wait, how you gonna say we don't have issues? You just said you vent about me.
I have, and not like that. I'm just saying it's people I can talk to. That's what I correct myself. It's people I can talk to.
But
So it's not.
that's what I was saying. I don't really reach out to people. I try to just reach out to you or look at things both ways. I really need to speak to a therapist sometimes.
Cat, how you reach
But
out to me when you shut down? You won't talk for like 3 days. How you reaching out to me? And two,
cuz
yeah, listen,
it takes me a couple days to calm
don't
down,
have to
so
do that.
I approach you
Cat,
correctly. And I'm not approaching you still in anger.
no, like maybe see. I think with us is a timing thing. I be wanting to talk about it to talk about it. Personally, to be realistic when it comes to me and you, I try to deal. I say whatever's on my mind. That way, I won't have no resentment. So, me just even bringing up the topic of talking to people, that don't mean that every little thing that we go through, I'm sitting there running on the phone and reaching out to people to talk about my business. I'm 42 years old. I know better than that. However, but if I need to talk, I know who to talk to and who not to talk to, because it's different kind of people out there. It's people that want to see your relationship and your marriage flourish, and it's people that want to see your shit go down the tube for whatever reason. So
That's true.
so it's not a matter of me, oh, I'm reaching out. I'm not a woman. I'm not a chatty patty, but I have friends. And we as men, I'm not gonna sit here and say we don't talk. It's good to talk to people, because sometimes we could be all fucked up and don't even realize we fucked up. We think we right about something or setting our ways about things, and it's not being measured against anything, and we'll think we right and we be wrong. So yeah, it's granted you don't want to put all your business out in the streets, but it's not wrong with talking to people.
No, it's nothing wrong with talking to people for help. I mean, when we're having these discussion, I base everything on myself, our experience. So since we've been married, like, it's a union. We're a union. I don't need to go speak to anybody else, about issues or anything um in our marriage. We need to figure it out together or get a therapist. That's why I said that.
That is speaking to somebody else.
No, I told you
I'm just saying though, not trying to cut you or nothing, but that is speaking to
I'm
somebody else.
speaking I'm speaking as far as like friends, relatives, like, honestly, before we were married and when we had whatever issues, you know, you was vocal, I was vocal, whether it be to your family members, my family members, your friends, or whatever. But I think that once you become in a marriage, you shouldn't do that. That's when the therapist issue, should come in.
But I think I agree. However, I guess when you say issues is a blanket statement, or it could be something negative. You can talk to whoever you want to talk to. I guess it depends on the degree of the issue, because like I don't necessarily believe in therapy. I don't trust some random person who I don't know their life experience that they could really qualify to give me any advice. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, I get it. Yeah, therapy, because somebody memorized the questions to answer a test to get some type of certificate. That don't necessarily mean they have the life experience to get me through whatever situation that I'm going through. I don't want no cookie cutter answer from somebody that's coming out of test book. So it's people in your life that you can talk to, and I'm one of those people that a lot of people talk to about different things, and a lot of stuff I base it on my life and try to give the best advice and be objective and not afraid to say, yo, you was wrong there. Like my circle of friends, we check each other. So it's not like we just trying to we don't turn around like women respectfully. Yo, girl, guess what such and such said? We don't really drag each other in the mud, because it takes a lot for a man to really open up to anybody about anything. It might be embarrassing and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily in disagreeing with you, because that's you and you have the right to move like that. But let's say sometimes if me and you going through something, somebody call me, I might not even answer the phone, because the way I am, I can't. Sometimes I can wear my feelings on my sleeves, so I don't want to talk to somebody that know how I normally are to say, "What's wrong, yo?" So I won't answer the phone. Or let's say, like, if I'm just talking in general, yo, guess what? Or we just talking, yo, I went through that too. It's different in different conversations. Certain stuff come out, but I'm not. We are not personally, we don't have a bunch of problems to as though every time I'm talking to somebody, yo, here she go again, because we wouldn't have got this far. The marriage or our relationship wouldn't have lasted that long. You know what I mean? So like guys vent to each other. Yo, she acting goofy again, and we laugh it off. We don't try to push each other the other way from our spouse. Like, yo, that's we laugh it off, and then it's nothing. So I guess it depends on your circle of friends. Cause I got some friends that's all whenever we talk, it's just they going through something. And then when they do call me, right, and they not going through nothing, guess what I don't do? I don't ask about the stuff that they told me about before, because obviously if they wanted to talk about it, they would have told me about it. So I'm assuming that, hey, everything is all right and that's good.
I guess, like, with me, like, I notice, like, people, they love, like, they'll stay on the phone with you for hours
Hmm.
to hear, oh, you're going through this, you're having issues, this and that. but let you call a person to tell them something good is going on with you. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta call you right back, or this and that. They don't care to listen to that as much as the drama. Like people feed off of something not going right in your life, your downfall. And I think because of that, it caused me not to reach out and speak to
100%, man.
someone and have that mindset. But not only that, you have not just people that feed off of it, but even if you're speaking to that person, they don't offer any assistance or nothing. They're really just sitting there listening and just judging you. So it was like, well, what was the point? Like, I'm
Yeah,
reaching
I
out
I
to
feel
you
you.
for help, advice, or something, and you just ignore me. You're just listening just to see
It's
what's
those
going.
people that have more to say when you got negative stuff going on in the relationship, and then when you're like, yo, we about to get married or we about to do this, we about to do this, things are great. It's crickets. But they got all the advice to offer when things are going wrong. It's something like you said, people thrive off that and feed on that for whatever reason. I don't know if it's jealousy or envy or just like misery loves company, but those people do exist. But here's the thing. See how you said that and you could pick up on that? You know that's who you don't talk to. And I'm pretty sure you obviously experienced that. I experienced that too. Like, cause like fences, right? Anger is temporary. It's temporary.
That's
I'm not gonna be mad forever. Like you said, you won't talk for 3 days and you come talk to me. I'm like, "Ugh."
no, actually, you said 3 days. I just said it takes me a
Yeah, I
right.
exaggerated. But what I'm saying is though, in that temporary anger, you're gonna say some stuff that you don't necessarily mean. So like when I'm angry, I know I'm angry. And I know even when I'm the maddest at you for whatever reason, whatever level of madness between 1 to 10 it is, right? It's still temporary. Cause you my family. I'm mad for the moment. And it's when it's over, it's over.
Right.
But while you're mad, if you're talking on the phone to somebody, like for instance, right? I know this going in. So if somebody talking to me about their spouse, somebody in a relationship with, whatever, or they kid, or whatever the situation is, I know they just angry for a moment. I know it's like now when I see they girl, I'm looking at her all funny. You got guys like that.
But then you also have to be careful when you are going through issues and you're reaching out to a friend or a family member about that person you're going through the issue with. I'm going through the issue with, I should say, how that's going to change their view on that person.
That's the main thing because and then when you get around the people, you be like, "Dang, what the heck?" You start picking up on the vibe or whatever, and that's one of the downsides of talking to people and talking to the wrong people. You see what I'm saying? Because if you talk to the right person, the person gonna check you and understand that they're just going through something, and
Right.
it's not him versus. It's look, you need to chill out and you need to regroup, get yourself together, and go back to your lady and maybe try this approach. You understand what I'm saying? Not somebody like, yo, when you gonna get rid of that? When you gonna move forward? Like, yo, she holding you back or he holding you back. Those people do exist. But you're right. But that's the main thing. You get around people, and guess what? It's awkward as hell. It's awkward. So I feel you. That is true, man. And then depending on who it is, though, here's the other side of that. Depending on who it is, I don't want to know all your business. Because some people now keep coming to you with their problems, keep coming to you with their problems, and they never solve them. And then you say, "Look, man, check this out. I don't want to know anymore
It's
because."
not that they never solve them. You can give them, your best advice
Mhm,
and just see that they don't take it and keep going through the same thing and same thing and
mhm,
same thing and same thing. Like, let's say if my best friend is going through an issue with a guy, she went through it 3 times where a guy just did something wrong, and I'm like, why you still with him? Trying to figure it out,
you
move
that
on.
friend.
They're gonna, you know but then she go right back, and then we right back to the same conversation months later, happening, just the back
And
and
I
forth.
get you, but in those situations, though, if it's some space in between, I hear you. It's the same thing. But then you could say to that friend, you gotta hold the mirror up to that friend, and see. I mean, you could go pay a stranger some money to tell you something that you should already know, or somebody that's your friend and say, hold that mirror up and say, look, like it's happening again. Like you need to look in the mirror and you need to make some changes. That person gonna be who that person is, but you need to make some changes with yourself.
And even when you say that, they
Well,
still.
then hit, and then the next step would be like, yo, like you really don't give no advice. You hear them out. If they're your friend, just because they go having personal problems, you don't cut them off because they personal problems.
No,
Hey,
no, no, you don't cut them off,
let me
but
finish
there
my thought.
should.
Let me finish my thought.
Mhm.
But you just, hey, I don't keep it to yourself. You say, look, I don't mean no harm. I don't want to be in your business no more.
Right.
And I had to do that before because you kind of get in the middle of stuff and you don't want to see nobody um like I don't want to see you as your problems. You know what I mean? So when I see you, I know you cheated on her. And I know you done hit upside her head. I know she done hit you upside your head like that. Now I see
And
that
break that
because
down to
yeah,
that's formed your
it's like yeah, and you to some degree you do get some judgment because they might catch you in a bad day. You like, man, I ain't trying to hear this shit. I got my own stuff going on. Grow
right,
up because
right.
we all go through stuff. All right, I'm gonna say this right. Even with all that being said, because it boils down to, like especially where it has to be a question: should you talk to people outside of your relationship? I guess is always in the context of being angry. And I think that one thing we need to remember about anger is that it's temporary and that we need to start looking at each other as family and give each other that same grace. And hey, we're not going to be in the best of moods all the time, and we're not going to always be happy with each other. And I guess happiness to a certain degree is temporary as well. But like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But look, check this out. Do anything, I'm telling you, I'm getting on the phone, I'm calling Weed, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucker. It's like, nah, babe.
Bro gonna say I was right.
For better or worse, for better or worse.
Better, worse, I love you.
Yeah,
Through the pain and hurt, I'll stay true. And can always trust you. I stood by you. We're inseparable, for me and you.
For better or worse. Living mad, coke and dead broke. Ready to ride or die, squeeze the trigger for your nigga. To death do us, but that can't even come between us. Born in Clyde, 2 guns and 2